overview for Nosgoth is that it's set in the Legacy of Kain fictional world of the same name and focuses upon two forces battling for supremacy over land. Early on in Nosgoth, you don't start out with the Prophet, or the Deceiver, or the Scout, or the Sentinel. In the beginning, you only have the Alchemist, the Hunter, and on the Vampire, you have Tyrant and the Reaver. Now take a note though, that these are also very solid classes, and to be able to be given these for free when a game comes out fully is a great pleasure. But with that being said, you can also use the microtransactions to get those classes early. Does it make you overpowered? No, not one tiny bit. Do not listen to anyone that tells you this game is overpowered. This game is balanced, good enough that you don't notice how powerful the vampires can really be if they are played well, and vice versa for the humans. I've had so much fun just leveling up my Reaver to level 10. I've had so much fun leveling my Sentinel to level 10. I've had so much fun leveling my Hunter to level 7. Every class feels good, but in the early levels, you will feel underwhelmed, you will feel that you want to rage quit, and you might even want to break your computer because of how hard the game can be in the beginning. This is not a game you're going to pick up and be very good at the very beginning. It's taken me almost 50 hours to get even close to being good at this game. And even when you think you're doing really well, someone's going to come there and they're going to stomp your face in. In terms of microtransactions, the game does it very horribly. At least right now. As it is in closed beta, anything could happen. But I'm going to give you an example of my going on with the microtransactions in this game. I bought a couple abilities for my Scout, then I bought a couple abilities for my Prophet, and I was like, oh, you know what, I'm going to buy a new gun for my Hunter. And then I bought some more stuff like I did for the humans for the vampires. But the minute I got off the game, and I come back a week later to play it as I have been away, they're all expired. And now here's me sitting here thinking to myself, why are my items expired? I haven't played 7 days of in-game time yet for those items to disappear or expire. Because now if the game is going to be using the time frame in real life hours, in real life days, that is not good. That is not a good way of being a free-to-play model. They need to fix that. Because what if you bought an ability and then you left for 2 weeks, let's say the ability cost you $10 or something, you come back, it's gone. But please take a note, it will never cost $10. And yet you can actually permanently buy everything with the in-game currency, which is the gold coins. But believe me, there is a lot of grinding to be had with that. I myself has probably spent about $30 in the game, excluding my membership to get the game, which is $30. And to me, I feel pretty alright with that. But the fact that my abilities would expire really makes me want to push people away from buying anything on the store until that is solved. Because there's nothing worse than buying abilities than coming back a couple days later and they're already expired. I've even had a few bugs where they expired the next match, and that is bad. PvP in Nosgoth is quite similar to any other third-person PvP game you've ever really played. You need a lot of teamwork because you will not win against the vampires without teamwork if you're playing as humans. Humans are drastically underpowered, but listen, they're drastically underpowered with no teamwork. With heavy teamwork, the humans will absolutely destroy any vampire that comes near them. And vice versa for vampires. I've played games where, as a vampire, I've won every game. I was a human, I lost every game. But then the next day, I did the exact same thing, and the humans won every game, vampires never won once. Now, take in note that, as this is a beta, there are a few bugs and a few glitches. There's a roll glitch where if you roll, you can attack at the same time as the Sentinel, I believe. It's a little cheap, yes. But as it stands, the PvP is quite solid in this game. Could it get competitive? I don't think this game could become a competitive game. There just isn't enough to draw you into the game to continue playing it for more than 5 matches. At least for me, anyways. I've seen some people that have 136 hours on the game already. That's absolutely insane. How they are playing it for so long is beyond me. I find that for the PvP, there's too much grinding. But with that being said, do you have fun grinding? Yes, you do, because it's just a constant sweat fest. Your heart is pumping, your eyes are shaking. It's a lot of fun. But the minute you start losing match after match after match, it gets a little stale, and you gotta go do something else. That is where Nosgoth fails, I believe. There's got to be some system where, because most likely you're going to be playing the same guys over and over again. That's just the way the lobbying works. And if you're constantly losing to the same people over and over again, the game should technically have some sort of breaking of that. It should be able to separate the teams and mix mamble. I don't even know what the word is for it. It's totally eluding my mind right now. And that is something that needs to be fixed. Other than that, though, the PvP feels fluid. The climbing is all right for the vampires. It could be a little better, but as it stands for beta, it's got great animations for it. Although it feels a little sloppy and heavy on the tyrant. The tyrant could use a little bit of a pickup on that. My closing notes for the game: would I recommend this game? Yes, of course. I would recommend this game for anyone who enjoys fast-paced, even fast-paced first-person shooters. They might even enjoy this because it's got a field of view slider, something we all really want in video games. And the fast pace and the fluidity of the game really draws you into the game. The PvP is excellent, although quite limited right now with only 2 modes, Deathmatch and Siege. Siege never being used. I just fingered myself. The classes all feel rather underpowered, overpowered, slightly underpowered, slightly overpowered, but when playing together, you don't notice that. It's just the aesthetics and the ability names and the damage it shows that it outputs. But landing that actual damage on an enemy is a lot harder than what the ability makes it seem. The early levels, very, very tedious and almost boring. But once you reach about level 10 and you get your, I believe that would be 2 classes by then, the game really opens up and you really start to experience what Nosgoth has to offer. At its state right now, I would recommend it. But if you were waiting for that free-to-play to come out, then I would not buy it, as it is $20 minimum to buy the game. As always, guys, this is Jax here. This is my second video game impression. I haven't done a whole lot of these. I've mostly done the Let's Plays, and even then, I haven't done a whole lot. I've always practiced my speech, and this is an awesome way of doing it. And it's an awesome way to really get a grasp of how to review things and how to look at things from a different perspective other than a biased view of, oh, I love Borderlands, and Borderlands is the best game ever. Borderlands sucks to me. Doesn't mean I think it's a bad game, it just means that it's not entertaining for me. Whether you like Nosgoth or not, I truly hope you do give it a try when it's free to play, and maybe spend a little bit of money to show the developers that they did do a good job with this game. With its downfalls, I feel they will disappear because it is a beta. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed my video here. I hope it helped you decipher if you wanted to play it. And I know I didn't really go into detail about the classes, but that's all available online for you to view. And with that being said, and I'm going to go play Nosgoth. So until then, goodbye.